Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tommy Trials. Thomas here. So, I actually was thinking about doing this and then had essentially changed my mind about it, but since I have seen the mods released and I've seen a lot of questions, some of them simply stemming from an older showcase that I did, I thought I would do a release day showcase of the Armors of the Imperium mod. So, yeah, let's do this. So right now I've just got Nicodemus here. Nicodemus Mundi, and he is going to be my subject, I guess you could call it. He's going to be the individual that we're going to be using to show off the how this mod works. So essentially, if you don't know what this mod is, it is a Warhammer 40k mod. I suggest you go watch a lot of other videos that are on this channel already. A link to this mod will be down in the description below. But the first thing that you've really got to do, you've got to pick out your armor. So you're not going to have any customization options unless you pick an armor. So you've got the option right out the gate. Now this is a brand new save file. All I have done is the Gatecrasher mission. So right out the gate you should have Space Marine armor, Tech Marine, Apothecary, Librarian, Scout Marine, and Sororitas. Later, once you get the Proving Grounds, you can build the Chaplain, Assault Marine, Assault Sisters of Battle, which is not what they're called, I forget their name, and the Terminator armors. That's all available later. But for now, let's go ahead and put him in the Space Marine armor. Now, one thing that I will say up front, if you are using unrestricted customization, and you go through, because if you're using it, which I'm not, but if you're using it, I want to show this. This is important, believe it or not. So if you're using unlimited customization, you don't have to equip the armor to get the cosmetics. So for example, let's look through the torsos real quick, and you're going to see something strikingly lacking. There are no... What is this? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. There are no Space Marine options here. If you're using unrestricted customization, the options will be there. It's essentially breaks the mod because the way it's designed, I clicked the wrong one, the way it's designed is if you pick Space Marine, now you've got all of these different options available. So if we take a look now in torso, look, all of these options are available and they're connected to the armor that we equipped. So if we went back and we were to swap it out for Tech Marine, not only does it auto-generate something similar to looking like a Tech Marine, but also if we look in the torsos now, yes, there will be some torso options, but they're now Tech Marine specific torso options. So stuff like that, that won't work. Also, I can tell you from experience, from testing this mod, if you use unrestricted customization and you set up your Space Marine, it's easy to forget to actually change the armor, which means you're not going to get the benefits of the armor. So the Scout Marine gets that added mobility, Librarian gives added will, all of the Space Marine armor gives +1 health, +1 armor at the base level, and so on. It's really easy to miss that. Let's go ahead and go back to the Space Marine. So, that's first things first. It is not my recommendation to use unrestricted customization. Now you can use, it's like Uniform Manager, I think is what it's called. That works. Not great. It's still easy to break the game, but if you want a whole squad of Space Wolves or Ultramarines, it is easier to use this than to make them all yourself. Just make sure that you equip the armors right. Again, it's easy to still break it, but if you have to have a shortcut, that's my recommendation. Alright, next. It's very easy to become very overwhelmed with everything that they've built into this mod. DIMDIM, Mr. Shadow CX, E3245, Klaus, I can't even think of all the names. There's so many people involved. Obelix, gosh, Spark, Turtle, there's so many people. Hulk, Ginger, so many. Anyway, first thing we're going to take a look at, eye color. If you don't have this down here, that means you're not using the Million Colors customization mod. It is my recommendation that you use that as well. I'm going to put together a mod list that should be in the description of this video. If I forgot to put it there, comment below and I will fix it straight away. But if you do not see this option down here where you have the option to choose between red, green, and blue, and it's just these, you're not going to have red lenses, you're not going to have... The best you're going to get is this weird looking purple, because the eye colors don't really fit how You know, blue works pretty well, but in regards to getting this solid red, you know, that looks really, really cool, or even a solid green, it's just not an eye color option, because normal eyes aren't that color. So it's my recommendation, get that million colors customization mod so that you can really get that red eye look. Alright, moving on. First thing that you're going to notice, if you start at the head and work down with this mod, is there are helmets with the red Space Marine icon beside it. Then if we go down even farther, there are helmets with the orange helmet icon. And you'll notice those on the shoulders as well. The red icon, and this applies to both the shoulders and the helmet, if you pick the helmets with the red icon, that is going to be connected to the main body armor color. If you pick with the orange icon, that is going to be connected to the hair color. So for example, I want a Ultramarine Sergeant with that red noggin. Boom. Because it's connected to the hair color. The next thing that you're going to see, if you keep going down, so you've picked your helmet, you've picked your lens color. Alright, now let's take a look and see what we've got available in the upper face props. There's a ton and a half. I'm going to pick the Ultramarine emblem and move on. Now we're going to take a look at the second option. So some of these, like that one, adds a cape. Now, if I decide later, you know what, never mind, I want, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? So much indecision. Yeah, let's go with this. It's like, ooh, look, I picked this head. Oh no, I have cloth. It's stuck. Why isn't it going away? Now, if you read the description of the mod, you already know the answer to this, but there's quite a few people who skipped over it, and I don't blame you. If you're really excited, I can understand skipping over it. That's how you get rid of it, by the way. It's a glitch with XCOM 2 to an extent, not the mod itself. So before you report any kind of bugs with the mod itself, it's something to do with modding in XCOM 2 and stuff of that nature. But if you simply go away from your soldier, come back to them, the fabric disappears. So it's an issue that is known about. So the capes, the banners, and plumes, anything with physics seemingly likes to stick around even once you've unselected it. Now, going back up to the helmets, there are two things that are controlled by skin color. This is again where you're going to want this unlimited customization, otherwise you're really stuck within a tiny range of colors. But I want a very green wreath. Or maybe not that green. Yeah, there we go. So a lot of the upper face props, not all of them, as you can see, the Ultramarine is just static white, but a lot of the upper face options are connected to skin color. So you're going to want a mod that enables you to change skin colors. The next option is face paint. So face paint dictates how the helmet's going to look. There's quite a few different options. Now face paint is connected to tattoo color. So whatever color the tattoo is, tattoo controls three things: the face paint color, the orange iconed pauldrons, which we're going to look at in a second, and any kind of fabric. So a cape, a loincloth, those are all controlled by the tattoo color. But they're different options. I've seen several comments saying, where is this? That's where that is. Although, to be completely honest, it looks its best when your tattoo color is white and the helmet is black. But, and then this face paint is shiny. So those are the face paint options for the noggin. I'm just going to leave it like that. Going down here, there's 6,000,000,007 different customization options. Main armor color, pretty standard. It's the color of the main armor. Not too difficult. Secondary color. Color of the trim. Now you will learn, if you haven't already, that browns work pretty well as gold when they're this metallic texture that they've used. A lot of times using brown works very well. Armor patterns. It's the first thing you're really going to see. There's several different options. Puts little indents all over the armor. You can play around with... That's new! How you like that? Never seen that before. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Slav. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is that the Adidas emblem? What is that supposed to be? I don't know what that is, but it's in the mod. Okay, but anyways, the rest of these are all different armor patterns. Pretty simple, but that's where you're going to find your whole shiny armor option. It's going to be in your armor patterns. Alright, then we've got our left arm, right arm. Again, not too difficult. They're even mostly named. Not a whole lot to say. Here's the next part that I've seen a lot of questioning. This right here. So, to get the emblem, you're going to want to go to your left or right forearm. It's going to be the one doesn't have an icon beside it. Now, I've seen this. It's actually quite a common occurrence, actually watching through comments, bug reports, over the course of today. Take a look. For sake of education, I'm going to pick the United States flag. Now, if you don't know what the United States flag looks like, that's what it looks like. So the United States flag has, in the upper left-hand corner, it is blue. There are 50 stars there, and then for the rest of it, it's just red and white stripes going sideways. Now, personally, I have a lot of respect for the flag and what it means, but for sake of everyone involved, that's the simple way to put it. Now, take a look and see how it looks on the pauldron. It looks crazy funky. Crazy funky, right? And I've started to see people commenting on various things where they've picked the Space Wolves, which are here, but it doesn't look like that. Here's the thing. If you are using a mod, any other mod that adds chapters as nationalities, there can be conflicts within the names of the files, and DIMs might not load right, and it will try and load the other one, which acts like a flag, not how they've got these specially set up to appear on the pauldrons. So, instead of it showing up as the Space Wolf head, it shows up like Spain's flag. It's like weird things going on, because you can see that Spain's flag is like inverted and backwards, and the little things up there, it doesn't make sense. So if you're trying to use a chapter and it's not popping up like this, odds are you've got a mod that's giving you the national flag and it's conflicting in some way with the chapters. So you don't want anything. His mod, the Armors of the Imperium mod, adds those chapters automatically. You don't have to get a separate mod to do that. So it does not go off of flags, it goes off of what they've specially done for this mod to work. Next, got the other forearm options. Again, the right side, same deal. I picked shoulders, didn't I? I want right forearm. The one without the chapter, or without the helmet, gives you your chapter. So just for the heck of it right now, we're going to be using that. No, we're not. Because I want to show something else. Any of these right forearm options, the arrow, so the tactical squad, the commander I think is that icon, Devastator, Assault Marine, or Assault Squad. Do you notice how they're all green? That's because they are controlled by the skin color as well. So some upper face props, and these ones that are lifted like this on the side of the right pauldron, those are controlled by skin color. So if you're having fits with that, that's the trouble. Moving on. I want my shoulders to be different colors. Now, I've seen this complaint a lot, because for people it's showing up like this. Let's just fix it. I want my shoulders to be different colors. I want them to be neon blue, because reasons. Well, what you need to do, and I mentioned this earlier, you need to go up to the shoulders. You're going to see the ones with the red icons. We don't want those, because we want them to be controlled by the tattoo color. You're going to pick the ones with the orange icons. That is how we're going to get some of our cooler Marine looks, like Black Templars, Space Wolves, and one of my favorites, the Death Watch. Now, one thing I've seen a lot of questions about, I want the Death Watch arm. I've seen that a lot. It's an arm, so there's not an armor pattern, it's an actual arm. And then, of course, the left shoulder is the Death Watch pauldron. Of course, I'm going to want to turn that left forearm to none. I'm want to put my right forearm to this. And then, just to show how this can work a little, we're going to go to the right shoulder. We're going to pick one of these so that it's that. We're going to put the tattoo color to the Space Marine color. We're going to put the rest of the armor on black. We're going to put this on a silver look here. We're going to back out and come over so that that disappears. And boom. Now we've got that look on the arm. So those are actual options, not an armored pattern. So I've actually seen that question quite a bit as well. Then we've got things like the thighs. Pretty self-explanatory there. As you can see, again, tattoo color, control, and fabric. So anything that's fabric is that. Shins. I don't think that there's anything shin-worthy. Kind of looking through these options here. Torso gear is where you're going to find the backpacks. Go with that one. Of course, the tattoo's got several different options. From soup to nuts. Don't think that your game isn't working right, or you modded isn't downloaded properly if you only see these 3 tattoo options. Right now, these are the only 3 tattoo options. Sacred nothing. Thousand Suns. That doesn't sound right. I think I'm messing that up. Raven Guard and the Ultramarines. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Ultramarines for this guy. And then, of course, there's these icons here. And then these are different, at least different, like, groups of Ultramarines. They've got different trim colors for just their shoulders. But you can find that on the internet. And from people much more lore knowledgeable than I am. Let's pick that. You might be wondering, is he making a Marine as he goes? Yes, I am. But as you can see, pops up back there as well. It's really cool. So that is, in a nutshell, how a lot of this works. Hopefully this will serve as some kind of, oh, that's how that works kind of thing. So this is partially a showcase, partially this is how it works. Trying to clear up some of the confusion. Okay. The next thing that we're going to take a look at, because he released these side by side. Now, number one, irons, bolters, they're out again. Did a very good job. So his bolters are out, and so are his plasma guns. And they look mighty fine at that. Alright. However, what I really want to talk about, because I've seen this, let's take a look and see what happens when I do this. Bonk. Oh no! The autocannon is not there! Ah! Commenting, your mod's broke. That's not the case. The autocannon requires you to have the Terminator armor equipped. If you don't have the Terminator armor equipped, it's not gonna work. Now, I believe the other 2 Terminator guns, the Cell Cannon also does not work. I feel like the Storm Bolter does? It does. I mean, it's not the right size, but it's there. So if you're going to use them, I recommend you use one of the Astartes. So if you're going to use a Storm Bolter, use the one that's designed for him. If you're going to use the Cal Bolter, again, the one that's designed for him. Now, I have seen some people saying, oh, it would be really nice if you would make each weapon available for each class. My recommendation is to use, there are 2 mods out there. There is the RPG Overhaul mod for War of the Chosen, That's a great one. There's also another mod, I believe, by a talented individual, Iridar, I believe. And he made a mod. I believe it's him. If it's not, I apologize. But he made a mod that makes it so that you can like use weapons for other classes, things of that nature, so it kind of unlocks it. So just because you're a sniper doesn't mean you're not skilled with using other guns. But that way, I mean, if you're using the RPG overhaul mod, then you can have a sniper that's using the cowl bolter and things like that. So that's my recommendation where that's concerned. Now, don't be surprised if when you equip the weapon, and I'm certain there'll be a complaint about this at some point, it's probably going to come looking like this, which is a color in my opinion. I just don't care for that color. Tan? Nah. None of the Space Marines I look at ever had tan bolters. It's color customizable. One other thing that I want to point out before someone says it's a bug, let me put the shiny armor pattern on this individual. Skaboot. Notice that these aren't shiny. It's got something to do with the textures, and it could be changed at some point in the future, but it does not mean that the mod is bugged. That's not a bug. That is just how it's made right now. It's just as a warning, if you try and do shiny armor pattern, it's not going to fly. Also, you can see that the legs retain that shiny. Back out, back in. We're good. No problems there. So I think I probably rattled on and on a little bit, and I apologize if I did, but I think that covers just about everything. Let me look. You know what I want. Okay, so I mentioned that all armor for heroes. Maybe I didn't. I hope I did. But if you get that all armor for heroes, which is done by Mr. Shadow CX, it's actually made with this game in mind, or this mod in mind. You can then have... Are you a girl? Nothing against girls. Just doesn't play nice. Hang on. The boop. Nope, didn't fix it. Hang on. Didn't make a male. The boop. The boop. Hang on. Hang on. XCOM's not playing nice. Alright, now they're completely MIA. There we go. There we go. You want a Space Marine that's a Librarian Templar? You got it. You have a Reaper? I don't have one. That you want to be a Scout Marine? Using that mod, you can go, oh, I want to be a Scout Marine. You got it. Scout Marine from Deathwatch, nonetheless. So yeah, hopefully, in a very fast nutshell, that's how that works. So, if you're using unrestricted customization and you're making Space Marines in the character pool, stop. Before you put too much time on it, stop. Because it does not carry over right. You're just going to waste your time, and I don't want you to do that. Because these are all the customization options are connected to the armors. The only thing that I can figure out is by using the uniform manager, which is I think in beta. I can go, okay, Ultra Deathwatch. I made a uniform. Then I go over here and I make uniform global. So it's added the global pool, so any of my soldiers can do it. Then I like to take it, export selection, Ultra Deathwatch. And then if I wanted to import a uniform, I'd take Ultra Deathwatch. But now, I can go over to this guy. Now this is where you gotta be careful, because I can do this. All of a sudden it's a midget, or not a, I don't mean that cruelly, but it's a short version of a Space Marine. Not only that, he doesn't have any of the special abilities that the armor gives. Like the armor up and stuff. So, if you're using the uniform, you gotta be sure that you remember that. It also won't carry over the nationality, so he's got the Emperor's Children. But if you don't want to do it on all of them, this is the closest that I got for you. But again, it's very easy to forget to do that. But I think that's just about everything. I think I've covered just about everything. So yeah, please like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Be sure to ask questions if you've got any down in the comments, and somebody I'm certain will be more than willing to help you out. And until next time, Jig Hardy.